As a career diplomat, I'm sure you've witnessed many flare-ups involving India and Pakistan before. Do you believe this current suspension or ceasefire will hold?
Well, the ball is in Pakistan's court, but from our point of view, we've made it very clear what we call as Operation Sindoor is our new terrorism policy. It is a new policy with which we fight terrorism. It will have three elements. Any terrorist attack will get a befitting reply. The nuclear blackmail will no longer work. Any hideouts under the cover of nuclear blackmail will be targeted. And third, and importantly, terrorists, there will be no distinction between terrorists and the government sponsors of terrorists. So these three elements form a new normal, a new parameter, and a new benchmark for our way of fighting terrorism.
So in other words, Ambassador, am I correct in saying that Pakistan's military infrastructure, if you feel due cause, is a legitimate target?
Well, if you see what happened on 22nd of April, there was a heinous barbaric terrorist act in India. And our first response was limited only to terrorist infrastructure across the border. Only terror camps, only terrorists, and terror-related infrastructure. It was the Pakistan side which retaliated and targeted civilians, hospitals, colleges, and our military targets. So our retaliation to their escalation was not taking out, but rather striking the military targets from which action was being taken. And then once that happened, the Pakistan DGMO came in contact with our DGMO saying that we want to cease fire. And after we got an assurance that there will be no more firing from the Pakistan side and there will be no more terrorist acts, then we agreed for the ceasefire.
Pakistan claims that it offered India the opportunity to investigate what happened and the cause and the perpetrators of the Pahalgam attacks. And it claims that India did not respond to that overture. What do you have to say about that?
I think we never got an offer from Pakistan, number one, on investigation on terrorists. Second, we've seen this long enough. Every time they come up with this farcical offer. Third, and most importantly, at the UNSC Sanctions Committee, we've been giving proof for the terrorists residing in Pakistan. Even the organization which was responsible for the Pahalgam attack, the TRF, we've been giving information about them to the Sanctions Committee for the last 2-3 years.
Can you give us any clarity how long the Indus Valley Water Treaty is going to be held in abeyance?
Well, as long as Pakistan doesn't stop cross-border terrorism, we will not kind of discuss the Indus Water Treaty with them. The day they stop cross-border terrorism, we are willing to discuss Indus Water Treaty and the other issue of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
Is there anything approaching a longer-term diplomatic off-ramp to the Kashmir dispute, which historically has been at the heart of conflict between India and Pakistan?
Well, there are only two things. One, it's a bilateral issue between Pakistan and India, which should be resolved bilaterally. The remaining part of the issue, which is the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, that is the only one which is left for discussion. And third, and importantly, we want to kind of bring the perpetrators of the Pahalgam terrorist attack to book and action to be taken. So only on these three issues we are willing to discuss with Pakistan.
New Delhi is characterising this as a suspension, not a ceasefire, and some towns and cities in the north and the western states have been on what appears to be almost a war footing with blackout drills and civil defence exercises. If national security now in India is paramount, Ambassador, then does the pursuit of trade deals and the pursuit of partnerships, whether it's with Singapore or with the United States, do they get pushed back, or do you feel that the government can approach this through a twin-track initiative?
I think the twin track is continuing. One, of course, the terrorist attack was not expected. Number two, it happened because Kashmir was being normalized in the last 5 years. Tourism was booming, election turnout was unprecedented. So somewhere someone felt that the situation should not be normal.
So you felt that this attack was an attempt to destabilise India economically and destabilise tourism and the hospitality sector in that region?
I would rather put it this way, that it was an attempt to derail the normalization process in Kashmir, but we will not take that bait. We will continue with the process of normalization in Kashmir. On the trade part, yes, we've recently announced a trade deal with the UK. Negotiations with the US and EU are advanced stage. Negotiations even with New Zealand are progressing well. So on the trade side, it continues as usual. We had this security issue. Everybody is on operational alert, but that does not mean that our India growth story and focus on economy gets affected.